yeah, we're gonna get into the 5 top stories. These are the stories that were most trending this week, the ones that caught the most traction. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into these. Boogie, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Yeah, so it seems like the Europeans are not playing with these gaming companies. As Sony is in hot water in Germany over their terms of service in regards to the PlayStation Store and how it works. The actual German, I'm not going to say the name, I'm just going to say the German Consumer Association.
You don't want to break your jaw trying to pronounce that, right?
No chance. But they sent them a cease and desist letter, and that issue and the genesis are 3 issues. The first issue is if you fund your wallet in the PlayStation Store and you don't use that money within 2 years, it gets zeroed out.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
The second issue has to do with not being able to cancel or get refunds on pre-orders. So if you pre-ordered a game and say you change your mind, maybe you run into some financial difficulties and you're like, look, don't want this game anymore. You can't get your money back even before it releases. So if you pre-ordered a game, say Battlefield 5, and you played the beta, it's like, yeah, this is garbage. I want it. There's no chance for you to get your money back. And the last issue is unauthorized purchases by minors. That one always gets in my craw because I will say this, in all of the systems, from the Switch to the Xbox to mobile phones and PlayStation as well, they have proper controls if parents actually turn the stuff on. And it's just the parents not turning it on. Now, could it be easier to find? Sure. But when I see people complaining about children buying stuff without their permission, that's just bad parenting, in my opinion. But the other 2 issues are real issues. Especially, if I don't spend my money in 2 years, you have no right to it. It's
right.
That doesn't make it yours.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like zeroed out. You can't have it no more. Like
Debo.
Just deboed your freaking leftover change from the PlayStation Network.
What chain? What chain?
Grandma gave me that chain. This is definitely something that is needed. We talked about this with the Nintendo Switch, didn't we? In pre-orders a while ago.
It's possible.
I think we talked about the Switch's terms of service.
Right.
So yeah, this
can't count. Yeah.
This is something that needs to happen.
Pre-orders. And I mean, I can cancel pre-orders on Xbox. It's something I have paid attention or noticed on PlayStation because I mainly don't pre-order games or buy games on my PlayStation in general.
I mean, if I'm gonna buy, I don't normally pre-order when I'm going to download digitally. I mean, I'm just gonna get it when it's ready, when it's out. I
mean,
I pre-order most of the time.
It's cool. It's cool because you get that preload, right? And like for instance, Marvel Spider-Man, they had the cool.
I did pre-download
pre-order
that one. Yeah.
But yeah, if you make a change, if you have a change, you should be able to cancel the pre-order and get your money back. And there's no reason for Sony to keep your money after 2 years just because you haven't spent it. That's their fault for not giving me anything to spend my money on.
Yeah, give me something to buy, fool. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, this is something that needed to happen. The terms of service seem unfair, but this is only happening in Germany, correct?
Yeah, right now it's in Germany. The Germans went after them. They sent them a cease and desist. They said if Sony doesn't comply, they'll pursue further legal action. So Sony's got to figure out what they're going to do.
Yeah,
but I mean, I think all 3 of them are pretty simple. They're simple fixes. The first 2, they just need to change that policy.
Yeah, they should be compliant with this with the quickness,
right.
Especially if they don't want to be put in jail, because Germany is not playing.
Nope.
And we're going to talk about that a little bit more down in our long form. The next story, let's go ahead and jump into this one. And Boogie, I'm going to let you take this one as well, because we're talking about Destiny and the Forsaken DLC.
You all about that. That's not.
Yeah, he's all about Destiny. I haven't touched Destiny since the first game. They did release it for free on PlayStation Plus as a free game. I do have it downloaded. I haven't touched it yet. But Boogie, you've had nothing but good things to say about the Forsaken DLC. So what is the story about?
Yeah, so the Forsaken DLC released last Tuesday. And not yesterday, Friday, they released the raid. Most of the big DLCs they release are full raid. This is the first full raid since the game was actually released. And Destiny 2 has made some huge strides from when everybody was running away from it because it was, a hot steaming pile of trash. It's definitely made a big turnaround. And so they every time they release a raid, they have a world's first race. The raids are 6 player activity, and they have a race for the world's first person to finish it. And this particular race was interesting because the winner actually gets a WWE style championship belt directly from Bungie for doing the world's first, and they got in-game loot. The team that completed is a Team Redeem. It's a clan. Team Redeem. They're known for doing crazy in-game feats like solo a raid boss or beating a nightfall, or just in-game content with crazy times, or I think they were a team that they beat one of the raid bosses by just using grenades. So
like, why though?
just for the challenge, they go through the game, they beat it. So after a while, Destiny hits a wall because you get the max power level, you get all the stuff, and there's really nothing to do. So they come up with these own self-created challenges to do.
Okay.
But so the raid was beat. It took 19 hours for the raid to be completed. And to put that in perspective, the Destiny 2 raid, the Leviathan raid, when it was released last year, the first team beat it in 6 hours.
Damn.
And the very first original Destiny raid from Destiny 1, Vault of Glass, was 14 hours. So this one took 19 hours, and I think within the first 24 hours, there was only 3 teams that beat it. I think up to now, I think it's been 12 or 14 teams that's actually completed it. And 2 things. I mean, you're underpowered. The raid requires you to be like 560. Most people are going in at 540. For every 10 points down, you do I think 5 or 10% less damage or something like that.
Jesus.
To a point where, like, when I go, I'm underpowered. When I go in, I'm just tickling. so
shooting pillows.
Right. Another thing that was really unique about this is after the team beat the raid, it changed the world. There's a explorable area called the Dreaming City, and after this raid was beat, they have this huge cutscene. It showed the darkness, which is the evil that we're fighting in Destiny. Reach out and start consuming the city. Now, when the city, it's changed. There's different enemies. There's new, harder, higher level enemies. It opened up a new mission. It opened up a new strike. It gave a new PvP map. It's interesting. It's cool, and it's tying into of the game. So people are really excited. What they did do is they added a whole bunch of the chase back into the game, a whole bunch of secrets back into the game, so you can go and explore and find stuff.
That's cool.
It's really interesting. People are excited about it. I thought it was pretty cool, especially, like I said, opening new stuff for the rest of the community. Everybody else that's playing the game, they now have
something to go out and do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. And I feel like, anything good that we could say about Destiny is definitely needed. Destiny definitely went through a rough patch.
Very much so.
Since launch, and it really feels like they're getting their shit together. And this is amongst all of the other news surrounding Destiny and Bungie as a developer. There's been a lot of news that we've been talking about here on this channel. So it feels good to actually have a good story come out of Destiny. So this is awesome.
Yeah.
So as far as the raid itself, were you able to complete it yet, Boogie?
Yeah, right. I went in there. I'm like at I think my power level, and I was getting one shot by like the weakest of enemies, and then I was doing 1.5 magazines of ammo, and they just come in. I'm flying across the room. So
ragdolling you.
Yeah, I mean, if I wanted to go through the pain, I probably can do it. At least clear 1 or 2 levels. I just don't want to.
Okay.
I'll go back. I'll just get on my grind, power level up, and I'll go in there. At least I want to be at least 15 to 20 points closer than what I am now. So yeah.
What about you? Oh, does this get you excited to play Destiny? Are you planning on joining in the fun anytime soon?
Maybe. No. I mean, honestly, Destiny's concepts are reminiscent of MMO stuff, and Bungie or whatnot is an excellent team in terms of like world building and things add together stuff. It actually reminds me of what Blade and Soul was supposed to be, where if you beat something as a boss and whatnot, like things would change. They threw that concept out like a long time ago before the game came out. It was just too grand for them to do that. So it's actually kind of neat that Bungie does something like that. As for shooters, I suck at shooters, so I couldn't hit shit.
No, but yeah, they really are just embracing the fact that they are an MMO, and that's definitely an MMO quality right there.
It blows me away though, because like when it comes to like people saying, "Oh man, I hate Destiny," but then they're still playing it, and then when they hit a wall, they're just like, I'm just waiting for the next content to come out. As soon as the content drops and stuff, these are people that I know who only ever play shooters, have never played an MMO before, and then they get on me when I buy a new expansion pack for a game I've already been playing. So I'm just like, I don't understand.
It's like, you're playing an MMO, right?
But it's really cool. It's a very action-oriented MMO. It's easy to get into, like loot and everything else is understandable. I mean, the concept of getting a new item and finding new things to power yourself up is amazing. So Destiny has always been really cool. I got a chance to play it at E3, and I played a little bit on my PlayStation and stuff, but I can already tell it's like, if I'm playing this game, I'm playing this game. Like,
you got to be all in, man.
It's definitely and it wasn't like that, and that was the complaint early on, where when they first released Destiny 2, they seemed to want to make it accessible to people, so it's not taking up so much time, so you can casually jump in and out. And the people that really enjoy Destiny, they don't want that. They want to grind. They want to find secrets. They want to do stuff that they want to feel like, if you don't want to put the time in it, you don't deserve to have it. That's how they feel. A lot of them feel.
Most MMO people would say that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So whether that's right or wrong that's up for debate. But that's a feeling that you get from some of the people that's in the community, and they felt that I spent so X amount of time to get where you can come in and spend a third amount of time and have all of the same stuff I have. It's they just didn't.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, you froze for a second. I don't know if that was me or you.
I don't know.
All right, we go. That was weird. But we're gonna keep it moving. The next story, this one was submitted by you, so I'm gonna let you introduce it. What's good?
I was like, no, it wasn't.
You did submit this one, didn't you?
No, I was talking to Boogie about anyway.
Anyway,
we'll get into it. So, have you heard of Alan Wake?
Yes, it is a game that I own. It is a game
you actually played that game?
Yeah, I played Alan Wake. It's okay. It's not the best game. It's definitely not scary. I think we played it.
I thought the storytelling was pretty good, but they're making a show out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. I mean, I played the game. It definitely wasn't scary, but there was a lot of elements about it that I was like, yeah, this could be made into a show. This could definitely be a TV show.
That's the same way I felt when I played it. I mean, I bought it, and I think I've told the story in the show, but it's what got me into Assassin's Creed, because I brought Alan Wake and I brought Dragon Age used, and they gave me a third game for free.
Really good game.
I played Alan Wake for maybe 4 hours, and I didn't like it, so I returned it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, but I mean, it just wasn't scary. Like we played it during our horror streamathon that we do on Halloween, and it definitely was not scary. But it's a decent experience.
Yeah, it's a decent premise. I enjoyed the premise, but I thought it was too much narrative in it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, if we're talking about just in terms of TV shows and whatnot, I think it can definitely be that. It definitely is compelling in terms of stuff that he has to do and whatnot. Especially, it wasn't really necessarily scary. It's more like, I don't know, kind of an interesting horror where
like suspenseful. You want to see what happens next, and this guy's like losing his freaking mind.
Yeah, he's writing diaries, he's using light to do different stuff and whatnot. I think it could be a good concept. Now, will that translate as a TV show? I mean,
I think it could.
It depends on that team, that freaking the writer, the director. Like, it all depends on that.
Yeah. Well, it's the people who do
Legion and
what's it?
The Hulu show.
Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
Cloak and Dagger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I haven't checked out Cloak and Dagger, and I haven't checked out Legion, but I have heard awesome things about Legion. I've heard great things about that show.
Yeah, I'm not a big TV fan in terms of live action stuff. I caught a little bit of Cloak and Dagger, and I thought it was okay, but I'm not a huge fan of kids.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of those Marvel characters, honestly.
yeah. Cloak and Dagger was passable. Legion, I did half of the good, and it's one of those shows that you really have to pay attention.
Yeah.
And like I started watching the episode and was distracted, and I was lost, and so I had to go back, and I haven't even gone back because of that. I haven't gone back.
You did it an extended blink and just didn't know where you're like. Yeah. What happened? I don't know what's going on anymore.
Oh, who's this guy?
Who is this?
Exactly. So, yeah, I think that content, that game, could be a good adaptation if it's done right, if it has the right people behind it.
Yeah, and that's what it is. That's what it comes down to. Just about any live action adaptation of a video game property, it just has to have the right team behind it, and they have to have passion. Otherwise, it's going to fall flat and it'll be made fun of on the internet for years to come.
I mean, it's a coin toss when it comes to live action shows and stuff. It's either really good or it's really bad. There's no in between or nothing.
Yeah.
So nowadays, anyway. I mean,
yeah, but we'll have to wait and see. I'll definitely check out the premiere whenever it's comes out. This article that we have here, it just basically says that it's in the works, so they haven't even started pre-production yet.
No, they're probably just now writing up the pilot, getting the writing teams and stuff together for the pilot.
Yeah, so I'll definitely check out the pilot. I mean, I'm due for like a horror themed TV show. You know, there's not a lot of that on TV.
it's probably not gonna be scary though, like you were saying. So.
It'll be like suspenseful though. Like I'm into like a suspense thriller type show. I could do that. I have room for that. Huh?
They got Teen Titans.
I'm not watching that garbage. Get that shit out of here.
Fuck that, man.
The Teen Titans live action show. You haven't seen that?
Oh man.
Come on, man. Let's go. It's so dark. So edgy.
Yo, why does everybody's costume except for Robin look like it was bought at Party City? Robin has this like crazy gear on, and then Starfire, she looks like a bad cosplay. Beast Boy looks like just some dude with green hair, and like I'm over it anyway.
That's being done by like WB, right? I mean, no, not WB, CW.
Whoever's doing it, they fucked up. They done fucked it up.
If you watch any of those, like The Flash and Smallville,
Supergirl.
Yeah, Supergirl. What's the other one? Heroes of
Arrow.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Legend of Tomorrow.
I don't watch any of that crap.
With the black dude.
Black dude.
Yeah, they just did one. The black dude that
does the Thunder dude?
Black Lightning or something?
Yeah, that's it.
Black Bolt, right?
No, I think it's Black Lightning.
Black Lightning, yeah.
It is Black Lightning?
Yeah, Black
Bolt. That's
Marvel.
That's in Inhumans or some shit, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't think.
Yeah, that fucking disaster.
But yeah, if you watch any of those shows,
trying to replace the X-Men. What the hell's wrong with you?
But they're like super cheesy.
Yeah, they're all super cheesy. Yeah, they're all super cheesy. And
I watched the first pilot episode of Supergirl. I was like, yo. Yo, this show is so corny. Y'all pushing this girl power way too hard.
I mean, I think that DC is trying to push the narrative that Supergirl is actually stronger than Superman, because she used to be back in the day, and I think they're trying to bring that back.
All right.
It's dumb.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. And
Cool.
Good luck to these guys for doing the Alan Wake show. I actually do want to see the pilot once it comes out. Next up, we have more news surrounding Kingdom of Amalur.
What's up with this game with you guys in this news? I keep finding this news.
Well, we talked about it last week because THQ Nordic, they recently purchased the rights to the IP.
Yes.
And you know that's which is pretty cool. You know, the game came out. I think it was received pretty well, but it has
a strong cult following.
A strong cult following. You know, massive world with tons of world building. But you know, it didn't sell well, and so the company that developed it went out of business. They filed for bankruptcy, and you know the IP has just been in limbo for the past 4 or 5 years.
8 years.
8 years, damn.
Yeah,
all right.
like that,
Dang.
So yeah, we broke that news last week that THQ Nordic was picking it up, and now they want. Apparently, they have been in the talks of doing a HD remaster or re-release of the game, but they're gonna need EA's permission before that goes down.
Yeah, because EA still owns the publishing rights, which so before they can do any remaster, they have to get EA's blessing. We know EA's like one half.
Oh yeah, we'll give you our blessing if you give us some of that paper, my boy.
And you got to put loot boxes in it.
Oh god.
But yeah, they ran into it, and they THQ Nordic was, I think it says in the article, but they said they will have to talk, and they are in talks with EA, but they haven't said anything past that as far as, and this would be only for the original game. Was it Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like anything new that they make is obviously it's theirs. They can do with it, but if they wanted to do anything with the original content, the original game, they have to get EA's blessing.
And that's crazy. I didn't know that was the case when it came to purchasing like IPs. Like you get the rights to the IP. I assumed you got, everything that came along with it.
Yeah, it depends on the contract.
Yeah, exactly. It depends on what was given.
Yeah, they had that with BioWare and Mass Effect.
Yeah.
When BioWare came out with Mass Effect, Microsoft published it.
Yeah, it was a Microsoft exclusive, the first game.
Right. And EA got the publishing rights. They put it on PlayStation, but remember they couldn't put Mass Effect on PlayStation, so they had to do that choose your own venture thing at the beginning.
Yeah, that was terrible. It was like, you get 2, not 1. Like, okay, well, I guess you might as well start in the middle. Like,
right.
Right. What would you have done here? And then that kind of just picks and chooses how your character acts in the second game. And that was really weird. I'm glad I didn't have to experience that because that was weird. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Anything having to do with EA right now is kind of like a bad omen.
I mean, hasn't that been the case always?
What EA?
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, it's been a long time since I can actually say anything being like, all right, EA's got sports games and that's cool. Like there's never been a case where I've not been like, dang, EA's killing it right now. Like in probably 5 years now, I've never said something like that.
I cannot recall the last EA game that I actually purchased. I can't even think of it.
Andromeda.
Well, yeah. Besides the
BioWare, it was
games.
forget this game is forever garbage. Like,
and it was bad, man. I couldn't force myself to finish it.
I mean, I used to be an EA. Well, when I played sports games, I used to always buy the EA sports games.
NFL.
I've stepped away from games mainly because the games are the same every year for the most part, and there's nothing that when EA. I mean, the only game I'm excited for was the Anthem. Yeah. There's nothing on EA that EA's been releasing that has Battlefield 5. Not interested. I could care less about Madden or what NBA Live. I don't care. I mean, what else do they have? Yeah, don't care.
FIFA, that's pretty much it.
Some football.
I do play
Battlefield, Battlefront, the sports franchises, and that's about it. And whatever BioWare is putting out.
Boogie, I like to say if anyone's playing any sports game and stuff like that, and then they're already still playing and stuff, and then if they haven't, if they're people with cloaks on and be like, I've escaped the loop. I had to leave all my comrades behind. It's
I could never get done with those.
I used to play sports games all the time, and I was I bought NBA and I bought a 2K and also bought NBA and everything else. And then I remember I was going to buy the next one, and then I was like, no, I'm cool. And I wound up buying an actual terrible game, the Yu Yu Hakusho fighting game on the PS2. And I didn't feel bad, but I never went back to do it. And I was just like, I don't really want to play because I just having more fun with the older games that I had. And I was like,
right.
Yeah, I haven't played sports simulators since 2008.
What did you call it?
A simulator.
Sports simulator.
That's what they're called. It's a simulator. I thought
you were. I thought you were saying you had picked up a game called Sports Simulator. I was like, wait, what?
I haven't.
What game
No,
is that?
man, I haven't played any sports simulation game since 2008. But I did used to enjoy the the fantasy sports games like the NBA Jam and NBA Street. The EA Sports Big era. That's when I was really big. Yeah, exactly. That's when I was really big on sports games. But since then I've kind of just like backed off. But getting back on topic here. Hopefully EA plays nice with these guys. I don't know how much Kingdom of Alamar. I don't know like how much that game is perceived to sell if they do come out with the remake or a new game. But if EA wants to be greedy, they're going to be greedy, man.
Yeah, I agree.
They can really like hinder these guys' progress.
Right. They're going. I think they'll put the screws to them just because that's who they are. They'll probably want either a percentage cut or they're going to want a flat fee that's going to be something stupid.
Yeah.
And I think it may hold up THQ, may even put the kibosh on it. I don't know, but I don't believe in EA in
being good guys.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if they were just like, oh yeah, do your own thing. But yeah, I don't think so. The last sports game you played was Wii Sports Resort, Omorede. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
that's funny.
Killing it.